Now, enjoy the show! Animating Stuff. Hey, here we are. It's finally figured this out, I think. Of course, I don't think anyone's here to watch this live. But maybe you'll stop in a little bit. I had a little trouble this last time just setting this up. Everything was fine. I was getting pretty good. And then I started to show you stuff. And my cursor disappeared. I couldn't find it, and then I was looking for it and everything. Lighting's really bad here, isn't it? Anyhow, and I was looking for this thing, trying to figure out where it was, and couldn't find it, and then discovered that that it wasn't we weren't recording. So at about 11 minutes and 20 seconds, it just cut out. Everything just lost signal, lost everything. So yeah, so that's where we are right now. So what I'm going to do is repeat what I did, and then hopefully post that as a regular show, and we'll go from there. And now let's see if this works. There it is. Hey everybody, welcome to Animating Stuff. I'm just going to move this up like that. Yeah, there we go. Lighting looks pretty good. So anyway, yeah, if you, I don't even know if anybody's watching. Let me just switch back to my little thing here and see. So I'm Jim, this is Animateducated, and I just want to let you know that we do have a new episode that just came out today. I just posted this one, and let me show you what that looks like. It looks like this. Here it is. It's a new episode. It's John McClanahan. He's a director. I first met John in Chicago back in the 90s, and he formed his own company called Star Tunes, and they did mainly did a lot of tried to get in commercials, but ended up working on Warner Brother shows like Animaniacs and what was it? The Tasmania, and worked on the Tiny Toons Christmas special. Worked on just a bunch of different characters in Animaniacs, using like the was it Pinky and the Brain and the Animaniacs themselves. He also animated William Shatner as a cartoon character. Unfortunately, I can't show you any of the footage. I tried doing it just without sound, thinking that okay, the sound is going to give me a copyright, slash or whatever. So I just thought, okay, I'll just show it with him talking, and we'll just see the animation. But Warner Brothers got something. I don't know. They've got something tied up where they are not going to show any of this stuff. No, if you put anything Warner Brothers clip, you're going to get tagged, and they'll say, please take it down. I learned this out the hard way because I tried to do this kind of thing before, and I thought, hey, I found some Tex Avery cartoons. Yeah, I'll just put those up. And yeah, as soon as I put it up, even in a live stream, they cut the signal. So yeah, so the whole thing just disappeared, and I was like, what happened? And yeah, so I learned my lesson there, not to mess with them. So anyway, if you are an animator and you want to learn about how to make stories, especially if you have ideas for like a TV series or something like that, there's a really good book, and it's called Creating Animated Cartoons with Character. It's by Joe Murray. Joe Murray made Rocko's Modern Life. You might recognize some of these drawings. And Camp Laszlo, if you kind of grew up on that, maybe not. But this is it. This is a book that you can buy. Or what I want to show you is that you can go to his website right here. That's not it. This is it. All right. Yeah, books by Joe Murray. You can look up Joe Murray Studio. They'll probably find the website there. And if you look at this page, I can't scroll to the bottom of this. For some reason, it only shows me so much of the web page. But at the bottom of this web page, it says that you can download this for free. So go download it for free and then take a look at what you got, because it's really a good book. And why he's giving it away for free, I don't know. But it says it's a guide to developing and producing your own series for TV, the web, or a short film. So yeah, check it out. Great book, and it's just fun to look at. Kind of learn about the process and all that. Anyway, so I just thought I'd pass that along to you so you could see it and get it. So when I every time I have to animate something, I have to open up my tablet, and it has this thing where I have to calibrate. That's the only disadvantage to having this. I have XP Pen, which is a display, and this is the pen of XP Pen. And now I'm just going to calibrate it by clicking on these little crosshairs with my pen, and it makes sure that it's all there. All right, now it's calibrated. Okay, isn't this fascinating? Okay, so here's what I can do. I can switch over to another thing so you can see what I'm working on. All right, so I'm gonna open this up. And I've been working on this for a while, so this might be old news if you've seen this before. Alright, so let's see if this is it. There it is. Hey, I'm getting good at this. Look at this. So this is it. Let me see if you can actually hear and see this.
I suddenly realized that working for these companies, I was like a cog in the wheel. I wanted to be free like them, but I was intimidated with all this feeling because I've never done anything in my own voice. I always felt comfortable working with a team.
So a little bit jumpy there when it was playing through, but that's basically it. This is a 500 frame scene, guys, and I'm telling you, this is a major workload.
Suddenly realized that.
So I got most of this looking pretty good, and there was questions on this scene. The client was saying, why do we have all those people in those things? And that was just to show that they were all part of the same, company, machine, or cog in the wheel. And he's one of the cogs. And so, cog in the wheel. And so, there's a jump right there. So I have to soften this up a little bit. It's a little too quick. Anyway, so he's coming in, and all the rest of this stuff was done very rough. Now right now, I'm trying to make it so it doesn't look like he collides into that gear. I don't want him to touch the gear. So this is what's happening with this. If you look at this, I got all these layers, and it gets complicated. But the gears, which are basically 4 drawings of these gears moving around, and it's going 1 to 4, 1 to 4. See, there's 2, 3, and that is actually supposed to be a 4, and then it turns to 1. So it does that. So here, I think I gotta find the actual thing. See, it's a big thing. So here it is, wheels. See, that's on a layer, right? And then we got these people. This is the guy looking, and then we have they got eyes on that one. I don't know what that is. Well, there's nothing there. Okay, so basically all this is attached to this peg, and when you have a peg, it pulls everybody. So right now this peg, it controls all these drawings, okay? Which means that as it starts to go away like this, if I need to get him moving down faster, right now this is about 10, 20, 30, so it's about a second to go. So I can take this little thing, and this is a keyframe. I'm going to pull it, maybe make that in half, like something like that, because I'm trying to get the gears to go away. See, now they're not so close to him. He's not going to collide into that or scrape his back on that gear.
Like them.
Okay.
Be free
Like them. Okay.
Be free like
Them. Okay, so he's
them.
like them. Alright, so here, this is all very rough, as you can see. And then I'm going to go back and have to draw this and make it look like the character that from the beginning, because he's really close up and everything. So, okay. So, now it's just kind of like working along. So I did notice as I was going through here, it's a big jump. Like there's something happened. It's like his arms are going pretty good. They go up really high like that, and then he kind of pops to this one. So I have to soften this up, which means I have to make more drawings of that. So this is the one that I have right there. That's the layer I'm going to deal with. You can take this and right there you see a little slider. You can make this get bigger so you can see exactly how many frames is that. So we have one frame, and then it goes to this one here. So this is one frame, 2 frames, this is 2 frames, and you notice it pops really quickly there. Alright, so let's zoom in. You can click on this little hand and it opens it up. You see zoom. Zooming in is easy. You just kind of, right now this is a plus sign, and you can tap it, you see, and you can get closer like that. So I'm just going to try to fix this up. And you can I can show you, kind of give you an idea how I animate, or how to animate on this thing. Alright, so right now we have 2 frames of this, and we have 1 frame of that, and we have another frame like that. Okay, so we need to actually add some in-betweens in here and fix this up. Alright, so if he's going over like this, his head could move a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually highlight that drawing of his hair and his neck, like that. And then I can move the pivot point. The pivot point always pops in the middle here. So I can take that middle and I can put it down on where his neck is. And then I can rotate this just a little bit this way, and it'll give it more movement. So now he's kind of going like that. See his head? He's going over here. And he's also getting away from that arm so he can put his head back on it, right? Okay. So there we go. So now he's kind of losing some of his hair there. Right there says. Okay, so what I'll do is maybe I'll turn on my onion skin. I'll dial this down so I can just concentrate on one layer at a time. See, that's not too good. So let's go ahead and get one little, see, this is hard to do. There we go. There, so there it is. So now I can see kind of where that hair is. And all I'm going to do, make sure that I have a, see, that's pretty thick. That's a thick line right there. So let me show you what I do with this. I had this all set up before. I go to tool properties. See, right now this is on a 15 solid 15. So let's go to a 10 line. What is a 10 line? 10 line is pretty thick too. Depends on how you see. I can draw real thin on it. I can draw real thick. It has pressure sensitivity. And so yeah, so if I can just kind of stroke on a line, something like that is fine. It's hair, nobody's gonna care. It's so tiny, nobody's gonna notice that it might look a little different. Alright, so here I'm gonna just open this up. This is all you have to do. You just get in the middle there and push delete. So now I've opened that. So I have this one, turn off that onion skin. I got this one, and I got that one. And I'm gonna make the midpoint. Okay, turn on my onion skin so you can kind of see what's going on there. There he is. Alright, so he's gonna be basically, he's here, he's going up with that hand, and we just need an extra because it goes way up like that. We just didn't make, let's see if we can make an in-between here of this. All right, so yeah, I might make a couple in-betweens to slowly get that hand up, that arm up. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's just kind of rough this in. So I'm just going to kind of thinking about like, okay, maybe his hand's maybe about here, you know, kind of something like this. And then I might even go in and just kind of grab a copy of his hand right here. Just grab that. I don't know if I can grab just that, but see, it takes the neck too. So you got to be careful. Let's see if I can just grab that much of it. Okay, and I'm just doing a little cut and paste, and you know, I guess I could draw this in freehand and all that, but I don't have time. So there we go. So let's go ahead and see if we can just paste this, and it'll paste it in the same exact spot. So now we can take that and we can get it kind of in the neighborhood, maybe something like that. And you can look back and see, like, okay, if it's here, and then it's going to go up to there. So it's going to close a little bit. So, all right, so it's going to go up pretty quick, like that. So maybe we can do that. All right, so we'll leave that the way it is. And what we'll do is we'll just rotate his head a little bit more over here. So he's going over like that. Turn on that onion skin so you can see it. So already his head is kind of, you know, slowing down in the middle. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this head here that I did before, and I'm going to grab all this information here like that, copy it, and paste it here on this one, because it's not much of a difference, you see. And I don't want to put an in-between between those two lines, because then it's going to be really, really slow. So I'm just going to paste it just about where it was before, and then I'm going to have to just work on this one. So this one, you can see his arms up there. So now maybe what we'll do is we'll give him one more turn the head a little bit more this way, just a little like that. We're anticipating, because he's going to land over like that, so we're just making it kind of almost like someone's sighing, you know. I know this is a lot to look through all that stuff, but so that's kind of what we're doing. The hand that's on the window there, the three fingers there, that's okay. We can get away with a lot with that. But basically, we just want this guy to kind of turn over, bring up his arm like this, and then when he puts his arm down, we're trying to get this all to kind of sync up. So we might, right from there to there, it's a lot of stuff happening, see? So we gotta kind of soften this up. So if you think about this, this is what my chart is probably going to look like. Like his arm is like that. You know, this whole thing is A. Let's call it that, A1. And we're going to do what's called an ease in, okay? We're easing into this move. So this will be the midpoint. This would be half of that, and this will be half of that. So you notice it slows down. Right? So this would be 3, this would be 5, this would be 7, this would be 9. This would be 9. That's what I'm going to do right there. Okay, so there's your two keys. So here what we'll do is we'll just do this one so you can get an idea of what's going on here. Now I'm going to go look to see if there's any questions. So here I go, just to see if anybody has any question. Whoa, there's a lot of questions. Okay, it says, looks very complicated. Harmony's cool, but sometimes it doesn't want to work with me. Yeah, me too. That's totally get you on that one. Yeah, sometimes you gotta be careful. So, Harmony, she's a winch. She's a weird animation winch. Okay. So you notice when I'm zoomed in so close that you can see little mistakes here, but from a distance, not a problem, all right? So here we're going to do is we're going to go in here and look. So I'm going to actually do number 3 first, because that's the first in between this and this. So I'm going to turn on my onion skin so I can see kind of where I'm going. So you can see right here what I'm doing. That little shaded area there is because the fingers are all colored in white. So I can go back and delete that so I can see it. But I'm not even going to pay attention to that right now. I'm just dealing with the head and the arm. Okay, so here's what we do. We're going to highlight kind of this arm. And we're going to capture that arm like that. That's just a copying it. Copy that one. And we're going to paste it here. It pastes it right in the same location. Right? And I'm going to just have it, I'm going to move it down a little bit. Try to put it in between the 9 and the 1 position. So I'm just kind of playing around to see, like, I might even move the pivot point a little bit like this. Kind of like that. I'm just trying to get an arc here so it feels like he's coming down. And his arm, now see, his arm is already that tall. So I might have to change this a little bit. It's supposed to look like he's leaning his arm on that ridge. So yeah, so something like this maybe. And then I'll go back and I'll kind of clean up the lines so you can see that we have kind of a line here and a line there. And let's see, maybe we need to fix this a little bit. I'm gonna kind of, whoops, we can rotate that hand. Take that hand like that, move the pivot point slightly, rotate it a little bit more like that. You see? And then we can take that whole thing like this, and we're gonna move it up and kind of in between those lines there. Now some of this is a little bit goofy. So what I'm gonna do is gonna erase some of these lines, like this whole line there, because I want this, see that line and that line, it's in between there, that's looking pretty good. So I'm just going to go back and just make that a little more solid, and I'm going to just make kind of a curve this and kind of go in like that and just kind of erase this and just kind of connect the lines, something like that. Something like that, okay? And then you turn off your onion skin, and then you can flip back and forth. Alright, again, I have distance on my side. This is a very small image, so I can get away with a lot. So, okay. So see, he's kind of going like this. I could close his eyes here even. I don't know if you'll see it from that distance, but anyway. So now let's go ahead and get the head. See, the head is up there. So we'll go get the head. Here he is. See, and he's on a different layer. He's on this one layer all by himself, while everything else is on another layer. So all those gears on another layer, right? Copy this. Control C, go to this one here, and paste it right in the same place as before. Turn on your onion skin, and then use the pivot point in the middle there, that little thing where it goes, it says X and then it goes to P. Then you just kind of move that down here. In this case, what I'm going to do is he's got his neck, so I'm just going to grab this and his chin and not his neck, and then kind of rotate him down there. So I can move it like this, and like, so it's kind of in the middle. See, I'm trying to find the midpoint. Trying to get that head in the middle. So I can already hear Marvel's 24 going, oh my God, what have I got myself in for? Oh no, I feel weak. It's okay. That's what I do. But anyway, so here it is. Just kind of getting this together. And then we can see there's his shoulder. So let's go ahead and kind of put his shoulder in like that. Just a little line that indicates that, kind of little line where his neck is, things like that. It's got like a line, little line here for where his, and then we'll put some more, we'll copy and paste those things. And then he's got a shoulder somewhere here, I think. You can go back and see kind of where his shoulder is. His shoulder's right here. So we can use that as guide. You know, you can put his shoulder like right about here now, like that. Okay, so there we go. We got that one. We got number 3 done. Woo! So if we look at it, we got this. Right? So now we just have to add those 2 other frames, and that'll soften it into this one a lot nicer. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll just kind of put some stuff there, a little extra there, little arm there. And what I'll do is you can fill this in with white, and that'll hide that line right there. Okay, and also his hair. His hair is, all this is in one drawing, so I'd have to go in and kind of maybe, you know, hide the hair like that, because it will show up. Okay, so the hair is kind of there's his hand, something like that. Again, this is so small that nobody's going to really see this stuff. Okay, luckily. Alright, so this is 3. So to get, see, I got my chart here so you can see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to do number 5. So here's number 5. I delete this one. I'll take this guy, and this is, so it's going to go from there to there. So maybe what I'll do is we'll favor this arm here. So we want to copy this arm. So what we'll do is we'll just grab this whole arm like this, very carefully, just kind of circle it and grab it. And then we'll take it, we'll go Control C to copy that frame. And then we'll put it right here in the middle. Paste. Alright, and we'll look. He kind of puts his arm up, and then he gets his arm over the thing, and then he kind of pulls it down here. So right now it kind of pops there. So what we'll do is we'll put it on your onion skin. You can see how much of that is done there. Highlight the thing, and we'll just use the arrow keys to move it upwards like that. We'll move it over here. So it's kind of in the middle, and it's okay that the arm is a little constricted there. You can grab a section of that, possibly like that, and maybe we can add a little bit more to that. Just grab this whole section like that. There we go, and put the pivot point by the wrist and rotate up. And there we go. It's kind of in the middle. So here, turn off that onion skins so you can actually see it. See? Looks like he's put his hand there. So what we'll do is we'll get that that head to kind of lay onto that arm. And right now the arm is kind of there, head's there, and maybe we have to make the the head move a little slower, because it does go pretty quick like there. So maybe what we'll do is we'll go back to this, and we'll just kind of grab the whole kind of his head, his chin, things like that. Put that pivot point down here where the neck is, and we'll rotate him a little bit more that way, just a little, and we'll see how much did he move. Yeah, he moved like that, and then we can get him to kind of go into this a little slower. Okay, so here again he has to be drawn the same, so why not just grab what you got here and copy it and paste it. Copy and paste. Now you don't have, this isn't the way to animate. This is one way to animate. Sometimes you know, you can just draw it out. A lot of the really good animators will draw it out. And not saying I'm not a good animator, but I'm just trying to do it quickly. That's all. Sometimes if you draw it out, you have to make sure you're roughing it out. Kind of like when he's flying. So there you got him there, and we'll just rotate him a little more this way, like that. And then he'll come down like that. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good. Right? Looking pretty good to you? Alright, and then I do have those fingers that are popping around. I'll go fix those later. Just remember to make the big stuff in here. So now, from there to there, it's very easy. I think we're very close. Sometimes you can just favor one and do it that way, but let's see. Let's delete that one. And let's just go back to the final pose. This is the final pose right here. Okay, so I'm just cycling, I'm just grabbing all the final pose right here, copying it, and let me check out my any comments there. Let's see. Nope, not yet. Okay, good, we're good. Let me go back. I hope this is playing. It looks like it is. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm gonna just copy that. Control C, just make sure I copied that. Go to this frame right here, the one before, and then paste it. So now I've got it, it's gonna slow down and land here, okay? So I got some time. I look on my onion skin, you can see exactly where his head is. So his head's like right about there. And then we got a gap. So here what I'll do is I'll just grab his whole head, kind of like this, his whole chin and all that, and it lights it up. I'll put that pivot point down to where his neck is, and then I'll just rotate it. I'm not going to put it right in the middle. I'm going to put it just slightly closer to the end. You see? See the spacing there? That's a nice little subtle slow down to a stop, and that's really going to look nice, especially at that distance. So alright, so here we go. I think we got this. Alright, there you go. And then we got the arm we have to deal with. We got the head working, but the arm is still there. So let's go ahead and turn this off. You can see I'm gonna highlight the arm, like right in here. Just kind of just grabbing his fist line and all that stuff. There we go. So there it is. And then I'm going to turn on my onion skin, and you see we're going to move this up with the arrow key. Sometimes what you got to do is you got to kind of click on it to wake it up, and then if you use the arrow key, see it's moving up. Again, I'm not going to go all the way to the middle. I'm going to see if I can just kind of get it closer to the final pose, like that, like kind of like that. Very slowly landing there. Alright, and now if I turn this off, you can see it's not jumpy now. It feels like he's putting his arm up there and he's just looking kind of bored. Now here's the thing, he goes this way. Sometimes when you turn the head, it's good just to close the eyes. You know, otherwise he's like a robot. So he closes his eyes, he opens his eyes. So here he could even look down. Maybe he can start to go this way, and we can have him close his eyes somewhere in here. You know, we just don't want to have him open and close too much. But he can go off like this. Again, this is really far away. So like here, here. So we could put half lids here, and we could put closed eyes there. And oh, that's the closed eyes too. So there we go. So I'm not going to do it today. I just wanted to get the arm to go up and feel like it was going up. Now, to me, it does feel like there's a lot of motion right there. So I might have to go back and soften that up, especially if he's going up. If he's going this distance, this fast. See, look at that. That's a big jump, right? Hopefully you can see that this and this, that arm, not so much. It's going a little faster here, but then, wow, goes really high up there. So I think we could probably put another in between in there, just to slow it down. So let's do that, and then I'm going to call it quits because it's getting late. At least it is for me. So here we go. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them up there so I can go back and look. Alright, so anyway, so we're going to do one more in between, to this, to this. So what we'll do is we'll, let's see, right? He's going from here to, oh, okay, wrong way. He's going from here to here. That's the big difference. So see, what did I do? I deleted one of those. Let me see. Let me go back. Control Z just to see what it is. Oh, okay. So this is actually 2 frames right there. That's 2 frames. So that's fine. We got this one, and we want to put an in between there. So I'm going to take that one and delete it. Alright, so now what we'll do, there he is. Okay, so now I'm going to actually get his arm up here. So I'm just going to do a quick in between like this, and another kind of drawing in between the 2 drawings, and then I'm actually going to steal this fist and put it on the other arm. So here we go, just copying them and pasting them. So it's pasting it in the same spot, and then I'm just gonna pull them down and attach the thing like that. So now he's like there. Alright, so maybe what we'll do is we'll just rotate him just a little bit, maybe this way, just to give a little difference to that. There we go. And then we got something that looks like this. Now on 2s, it's going to go even slower. Okay, so he's going to go up, and then he's going to come down. Ooh. So I might have to do another in between to this and this, just to soften that up too. Okay, so anyway. But that's what I'll do. I'll do that later. It is getting a little late, and I did want to show you this. But now, you know, sometimes that happens. You just have to get up here. Now, this is something that everybody should do always. Don't just go up here to, you know, especially if you've been working on something for a while. Don't just go up and go to save. Save! You know, go to save as new version. Okay? And whatever you do, here, I'll make a new version of this. Okay, so this is version 5, and so now I'm going to make version 6, like that. And sometimes when you have a version 6 or something else, it will alert you and say, hey, there's a version 6 there already. So that's good. And then the other thing is, this happened to somebody recently that told me, I tried to open their Harmony file and I couldn't get it. So what happened was that, I'm not sure why they did this, but when you make in Harmony, you know, you can make as many save as, not save as, but new version, save as new version, and just call it like version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you don't want to, you're making lots of stuff in there, and you might think, oh, well, you know, I don't need those other things, so I'm just going to stay with version 5. So I'll just delete all this other stuff and make room for that. You know, I might be taking up too much room. Don't do that, because the original file that you have, all those versions are just, they're just like numbers. It's code. It's basically, it's referring to whatever that one was. And it's just taking the new things that you made in different versions and it's applying it to that. Because what happened was someone sent me a file and I opened it and I saw the little like places where you make frames, and it was filled up with frames, so there were drawings there. I looked in the drawings substitution control. There was it said nothing, no image. And I was like, why is it doing this? Well, what happened is the person went into their file and they just deleted, like, you know, the first few like versions and like stuck with the last version. And so it opened and, you know, there was nothing there. All the placeholders are there with all the drawings would be, but it was all blank and it was worthless. So don't do that. Just give me a heads up. Don't do that. You might think, oh, I'm saving space, but you're not. It doesn't take that much space to do a new version. Really, it doesn't. So don't worry about that. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming in and watching this second attempt at animating stuff. And yeah, I want to thank you for stopping by, Animating Stuff. And I hope that I can do this more often, like once a week maybe, and get a following going. So if you like animating stuff, please subscribe to this channel, and you'll see more animating stuff. And if you have any animating stuff that you would like to talk about, maybe you have some stuff you would like to animate that I could animate on Animating Stuff, let me know. I'd be glad to take a look at that. Just look in the community tab up there, right over there. It says right up here, it says community. You can click on that and you can see the next time that whoops, I got the wrong. Animating Stuff would be on, and you can check that out, and I'll let you know when the next one will be. I'll give you a heads up. I don't know if it's going to be the same day or the same time, but if you check, like I said, if you check the community tab up there, you'll see when Animating Stuff is happening. Okay? Alright, so be sure to check out the new interview with John McClanahan. You might like it. It's pretty interesting. And yeah, and I'll see you next time. If you want to subscribe, you can push this button right here when I have it there. And if not, you can look at other videos down here. And I'll even put some other videos over here that you can check out as well. And we'll see you next time on Animating Educated with Animating Stuff. Wrong one. Uh-oh. This one. Yes. Okay. So that's it. Take care. I'll see you later. Bye.